today I really wanted to talk about card combinations. Sometimes we'll be asking for a card of the day, just shuffling through our deck expecting one card, and sometimes more than one card can come through. So, for example, I just pulled this card combination. We have the Ten of Swords, and then under it came out the Queen of Pentacles. How could you read this as a message? So for me personally, this as a message for me came through as something needs to die. Something that you're doing, some kind of habit, some kind of connection needs to be let go of, needs to see its end for you to be able to achieve the physical manifestation of your desire. Because for me, the Queen of Pentacles is sort of a destination I would like to find myself at, who has manifested materially everything she needs, but is also very present and nurturing within the home. Someone within the home who can be respected and called upon and relied upon, but also somebody who knows themselves. Someone, because the queens represent all water, but it's mixed with that earth, so it's someone who's been able to sort of master the inner realms in order to manifest on the outer realms. And then we have the Ten of Swords, which shows you this is coming behind the Ten of Swords. So you can also look at how did the cards come out. Often it's like there's a card and then there's a card underneath, right? So it's saying in order, this is sort of blocking this, right? So what is it that I am still holding on to? What pain? Something that's painful, obviously. This is the Ten of Swords. Something that's mental, so it's like a mental block. There's some sort of painful mental block which is blocking this outcome. Another thing I always find really helpful to look at is, say when you're shuffling your deck of cards, you're going to stop because your cards have fallen out, or you've chosen to stop and pull cards, right? I always like to have a peek at the last card, the bottom card. I always feel like there's a hidden message there, almost like a little last minute advice, if you like. So the message is really clear for me here, but then I can look here and go, oh, okay, that could be a way to go about it. This bottom card might be a little inkling as to how I can clear this in order to achieve this, right? So the Fool would tell me that I need to take more risks. Maybe I need to explore things more. And if we're talking about swords here, right, you want to explore the inner realms, the mind, the mental patterns, and how can I create more freedom there? How can I take more risks? How can I have more space? Because I always feel like the Fool, he has a lot of space, a lot of opportunities come in for him. He has an open road ahead of him. There's no obstacles. So when it comes to the swords, this is like 10 swords. This is like a lot of obstacles going on in the mind space. So how can you clear that? Taking more of a full approach to it. Again, taking more risks, not overthinking things. This is all good advice in order to get me to where I want to be, right? So let's pull another draw. What is something you possibly could need to know right now? You who's here with me watching. And this is just a really good practice to have when it comes to connecting with the cards. So we've got one card fallen out. And if you want, we can just expand on the message at hand. So we have this, and it's sort of like, all right, we're going to expand on the message at hand. So you're holding on to something. What am I holding on to? I feel like this is a really good sign of letting go of control. And by looking at the areas of your life where you're holding on to control, then you should be able to free up the mind space, which again, here we have the Nine of Swords. You can tell there's a lot of mental blocks going on right now. It's going to be able to clear anxiety. So the more that you kind of let go, the more you can release the anxiety and the worries. And then at the base of the deck, we have the Knight of Wands here. The Knights are always moving, right? The Knights are that air element as well, so it kind of covers that mind zone, but it's like with passion, with fire. You got the fire here with the wands. So you could say, what is the hidden message here? Well, it's like create movement, right? In that area. So how can I expand my mind, right? How can I ignite passions and desires again? And it's sort of like the knight is the seeker of conquering something, right? So it's like, how can I seek things that I feel passionate about, things that I feel desire? Well, it's like push yourself out there, create momentum, create movement, because I always think of the knights, even if it's the Knight of Pentacles, which is very slow moving. This isn't very slow moving. It's sort of like take whatever ignites you, brings desire and passion in you, and run with it in a sense. And this is what's going to move you out of this energy of like holding on to what is. So when these come together, you know that it's more of the thing of you're holding on to a way of thinking. This is such a good way, I find, of untangling your inner web in a way. So you can just keep diving in deeper and deeper with the cards. So sometimes I think it is good to keep pulling cards, not always. Like I've always kind of had this mindset of I want to just have one card so I can really hone my focusing on the energies of that card. But lately I've been finding so much value in multiple cards and looking at the hidden card at the bottom of the deck. And you could even expand that to, okay, then what's next, and take from the top. Okay, so here we have the Queen of Swords, and you could say, okay, what's next? I know I need to push forward towards my desires and my passions. I know that is what's going to help me let go of this control and this negative thought pattern. But it's also sort of having what's next after that. It's the Queen of Swords. It's asking you to really master the mind, you know, and be able to have a nice balance there between, because the queens are all water, so with the water and air, it's about having that balance between the emotions and the mind, making enough space for both of them, and also being stern when you need to be, and having self-discipline. I always think, you know, we do think of the Queen of Swords as someone who's quite harsh and abrasive with others, who speaks their mind. But also I feel like the Queen of Swords, it has the message a lot of self-discipline and knowing how to keep a control on the mind and a control on the emotions in a healthy way. It has that kind of positive connotation as well. So that is just a little brief video I wanted to share with you guys, just about when you're doing your own daily pulls and how you can sort of deep dive and really have a self-therapy session, if you like, and get more than just one daily pull. If 2 cards fall out, they're meant to fall out. If 5 cards fall out, maybe look at all 5 cards. What's the narrative here? What is the message for me? I often had a habit of, oh, that's like 5 cards, I just want to focus on one, and I put them all back in the deck and I reshuffle until I get 1 card pop out. But I do think that there is something to learn from those big pulls. You don't have to have a spread. Use your intuition and you will find the message that's there for you. Let me know what you think of this video, guys, if it resonates, how you're working with multiple card pulls without a spread. I hope you're having a magical day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.